Hello out there in virtual land. This is your host, Flow Mentos. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Bout number 9 at the 2021 Southern Fried Virtual Poetry Slam Festival. We got a great one, a great slam for you this evening. We have Burn Beautiful all the way from Pensacola, Florida. We have Slam Duval from Jacksonville, Florida. And we have the Toronto Poetry Slam. Our neighbors up on top of us from Toronto, Ontario. We have 2 fabulous indie poets. We got Justin Blackburn from Asheville, North Carolina, and Gwen C. She is from, I didn't get that, but we'll get that back. I get that city back to you, but she is a great indie poet. We're going to get this poetry slam started. I'd like to introduce our judges. Can we bring our judges up or no? All right.
Judges, at this time, turn on your microphones, turn on your videos. We would love to see your smiling faces.
All right, all right. So, Judge, when I call your name, just raise your hand and say hello to the people out there. We have our first judge, judge number 1. We have Gary. Gary, hey, Gary.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
All right. Our judge number 2, we have Crystal.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Crystal. Judge number 3, we have Pinto. All right. Judge number 4, we have Erica.
Hey.
Hey, Erica. And judge number 5, we have Janice.
Howdy, y'all.
All right. Those are fabulous judges. They have been prepped. They have been told what to do. Once, before this slam starts, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for volunteering to judge. You have the most difficult job in this slam, but it's a fun job also. So just have fun. And please enjoy the poetry because it's going to be great. All right, a couple of announcements. We are a nonprofit organization here at Southern Fried Poetry Slam. We have $15 membership that you can purchase. Now, this membership lasts for a year, and you get some fabulous gifts and things of that nature. You get to join events that we have at Southern Fried. So please, purchase that $15 membership, all right? And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Southern Fried Poetry Slam, all right? All right, We did the order for the poets, but judges, like I said before, you have to get into the mood of, poetry judging. So we give you a calibration poet. We give you a calibration poet to get the night started, all right? But first, before I do that, let me do this MC spiel. Got to do the MC spiel, all right? Tonight, you will see 3 teams of poets and 2 indie poets from Southeast and beyond competing for a chance to get on that final stage this Saturday afternoon for the indie and Saturday night for the team finals. If you are present in Zoom bout, please make sure to mute your mics and turn your cameras off when you are not performing. That is very important. Judges, we ask that your cameras remain on during the poems. This bout is attended by poets who are logging in from around the world, so please give their poetry your love and undivided attention. In the Poetry Slam, there's no music, there's no costume, props. Each poet will perform original work. Poems may be up to 3 minutes long, but after a 10-second grace period, the performer loses points for going over time. You may see groups of poets performing team pieces. This is normal and encouraged. Like I said, we pre-selected judges, the judges I introduced, and now we're going to go with this calibration poet. All the way from Marion, South Carolina, we're going to bring to the stage, this virtual stage, Miss Attitude. Give Miss Attitude some love.
Thank you. It's an honor just to be a sacrificial poet today with y'all. I'm just very excited. So just let me know when you want me to start it.
This is your time. Go for it.
Here I go. My name is Miss Attitude. I wrote a poem in response to Monique, the comedian, talking about bonnets. And if you're familiar with that, you'll understand. The name of the poem is called Ghetto. Let me put in my 2 cents, because I'm off the fence about bonnets. Wear your bonnet if it makes sense to you. If you're all right with looking a fright, then all right, that's you, boo. I don't feel like boo-hooing over your wearing booty shorts with stilettos. Tell me, what's wrong with being ghetto? A ghetto is a neighborhood, a poor and neglected hood that raises people up in a way that makes people call them ghetto. So I was raised in a ghetto, and I don't know about y'all, but being from ghettos breeds heroines and heroes, those who succeed against all the odds against them. They have vision and observe, see the obstacles in front of them and go around them to freedom. Because the ghetto is not a place to go, it's a place to get away from. It's a goal we hold close to our hearts, and it's a dream to leave. And when we do, who do you think are our supporters? Those on the brink of everything except extinction. There will always be ghettos and ghetto people like myself who came up from the bottom, smart and dumb like everyone. Truth be told, we're all from ghettos, a neighborhood lacking in something that we all work hard to get out of or to stay in. Because where do you think the rich came from? The ghettos. Thank you. Peace and blessings, Miss Attitude.
All right, Miss Attitude, all the way from Marion, South Carolina. All right, judges, this is where you go to the chats. And please, everybody else, do not chat after the poems. This is strictly for the judges. You judge those poems from a 0 to 10, 0 the lowest, 10 the highest, and between 1 decimal place, 9.5, 9.2, 8.8, so thus and so on. Here we go. We got, ooh, my judges are on point tonight, boy. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 scores, waiting on 1 more. All right, from low to high, we have a 7.5. We have an 8, an 8.7, a 9.1, and a 9.2. Give it up for Miss Attitude. Woo! And that was good on time.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is a total score of 25.8 for our sacrificial poet. So judges, are you ready? Duval, Slam Duval, Burn Beautiful, Toronto Poetry Slam. I hope you're ready. So here we go. Burn Beautiful coming up. You got Mays coming to the mic. CP Mays coming to the mic. Give him some love. Woo!
Hello?
We hear you, bro.
2 tours, 2 sea service deployment ribbons, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, NATO Medal, Good Conduct Medal, Armed Forces Service Medal, Certificate of Commendation, Meritorious Commendation, Rifle Expert Shooting Badge. 3 of my band of brothers never made it home alive. 1 with a failed suicide attempt. I testified in 2 murder trials. Hashtag mouth of a Marine. Hashtag Marine Corps made. Hashtag PTSD. Hashtag Penn named me. Hashtag CP Mays. Have you ever made a goddess bite her lip? Made splinters jump off the cross through his wrist? Made from a carpenter's son's last supper's toothpicks, I am the razor blade that razor blade shave with. Mouth of a Marine, hashtag Marine Corps made. I'm a thunderstorm, I'm a tornado, I'm a Caddy High Current 5, I'm a Marine, I'm a motherfucking hurricane, I'm an I don't give a good goddamn trapped in an I don't give a fuck's body. Tell the mirror to tell darkness that last year I just couldn't afford God's light bill. Stop fist fighting lightning over lightning, May. Stop misplacing your prescription shot glasses, May. Stop doing donuts tipsy drunk around a halo maze, and stop playing with your penis as if it's a piñata a pretty girl can knock the candy right out of. Make no mistake, her matchstick mouth's beautiful, as if it was a second chance in a second language to speak liquid sexy skin fluidly. I hung my halo inside the coat rack of her smile and begged string sessions in her heartstring session skin to sweat me a symphony. Oh, believe me, beautiful, I've left cave paintings inside the woman of walls of women and walked away from them with whiskey on my breath and water turned into wine in my liver. All of our former lives held their hands together as they burned bridges and flags in our name. Fresh kept razors, kept in medicine cabinets, kept open doors above your wrist, kept ashtrays filled with charred cigarette butts, filled with cute stoner half lipstick stained joints, empty high-end beer bottles on kitchen counters, and four-stained Malbec and Merlot wine glasses laying fetal position in the kitchen sink. Hashtag CP Mays. Hashtag I still love you.
All right, give it up for CP Mays. All right, judges in that chat room. Let's get it. I got 1 score, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waiting on 1 more. All right, from low to high, we have an 8.8. We have an 8.9, a 9, a 9.5, and a 9.5 for Mays. We applaud the poet. Woo! That's a total score of, we have a time penalty. We got a half a point time penalty. So it's a total score of, it would have been a 27.4, but with the half point penalty, it is a 26.9. Hey, man, let's applaud that poet, man. It's about the poetry. All right. Coming up for Toronto, we have, I know I saw it. All right, coming up for Toronto, we have Desiree McKenzie. Give us some love.
Hello.
We hear you.
Greetings from a West Indian auntie can sound a few different ways, right? So what did I be in? Hello, doo-doo, darling. Oh God, what's this tiger girl? You think she easy? Let me show you what it have in the fridge, or my personal favorite. You're looking healthy. This is my auntie commenting on my weight before congratulating me on getting a college degree. You're looking healthy. Meaning this new appearance of mine, space I take up indicates I'm doing very well, looking very comfortable, meaning I gained weight, meaning I mustn't be watching my weight, my plate, meaning I mustn't have a man, meaning I mustn't be a good wife, meaning I mustn't be having children. Oh God, I'm looking healthy. Taking the meaning of the word away from me, yet serving it to me at the family get together, pouring it into my food, like all the oil West Indians cook their food with, calling it poison, reminding me of your diabetes, like our family genes didn't already plant it into our bloodstream. We stay dancing with death, letting it take the lead, playing hot potato with health as you dish out more food for me. No wonder we have a misconception about what it means to be healthy. How I look so healthy, and my auntie says bye to me without really saying goodbye. She says, try to lose some weight now. Because I guess I look too healthy, the same way how the last time I saw her, I looked too skinny. I've been too much or too little since the age of 13, but the comments don't bother me. They've followed me. They've cut through me as I squeeze on every bit of fat on my body, watching all the other young women in my family being cared for, concerned for talking about a body without said body in the room, determining a cause of death without even doing an autopsy. I'm the last piece of goat in the food tray. Too much flesh, not enough bone, getting cold, and everyone knows how Trinis love to suck the marrow out on our heads, bow to do a prayer. My auntie begs to be the one to say it, but it translates to her very greeting. You're not drinking enough tea. You're looking roly-poly. How your bottom looking big, as if I haven't been oil wrapped, skin smooth like jalebi, warm like a sada roti, hips spreading like the butter we put inside of one, as if my gulab jamun sugared body isn't a blessing. You're looking healthy. Rings through me. And I stare at myself in the mirror, analyzing every part of my body to find what makes me look so healthy, when beyond the words of my extended family, I know healthy isn't something you see because it comes from inside of me. Why is a word that isn't anyone else's business? One I've had to learn how to reclaim, so bear with me while I rewrite what healthy feels like. How all some families do is feed, but never actually grow. So in the same way a warped definition of healthy was fed to them, I actually know what's feeding me, yes? Thank you.
All right. That was Desiree. Give us some love. Judges. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, five scores. From low to high, we have an 8.9. We have a 9, a 9.2, a 9.4, and a 9.6. That was for Desiree. We have a total score of, I know you're wondering how we get in these scores, and we have 5. It doesn't add up to the numbers. We drop the low and drop the high, and we add the 3 in between. And that's how we get our total score. For ones who are not privy to Slam, This is a total score of 27.6 for Desiree. Moving on, Slam Duval, who you got coming up to the stage? Write it in the chat. Duval, I need you in the chat. All right, coming up for Slam Duval, Eric Jabal. Eric Jabal, let's go, let's go.
Hello.
We hear you, bro.
Dear Eric, the last time we locked eyes, you asked me, why does God prefer humans to angels? Through the night, you became tequila's whore, allowing the elixir to control your limbs. But just like the question, and the liquor remained in your phlegm, why does God prefer humans to angels? Searching for truth with no sobriety, even more intoxicated by anxiety, you wanted to ask him yourself 7 Benadryls. Your 7 lucky little bridge makers to the spiritual outside, your little dreadfuls, harmonizing your heart rate into blackness. You told me that you cried when you woke up 10 hours later. And the same crater life powerbombed you in, but maybe God wanted one more episode of your sitcom. That supernatural episode where he saved you from that plummeting plane. Maybe canceling isn't an option. Maybe the only option is being Jon Snow, standing in front of legions with a barely functional sword. Your life is a LeBron James fadeaway with 0.5 seconds left. You are Breaking Bad season 5. You shed enough tears to float down Gilligan's Island, a ruined metropolis ravaged by a sharknado. Your cries of pain is a full orchestra plucking at God's heartstrings he forgot was there. Every psalm is Beethoven. We rock the silence loudly. We wail like Rage Against the Machine featuring Daft Punk just pulls on parade, losing ourselves to dance just one more time. We are American Idol, still holding on to whatever little life we have left. When God flips through your channel, just know he wants to see 300, a general, showing that his strength was accepted, fighting furiously until your shield welcomes your corpse back as a friend. He wants a Big Bang Theory with a Quentin Tarantino preciseness, a monologue stronger than Charlie Chapman's, even when the voice that percusses your lungs have become aborted, even on the days when you thought Satan was right, when that conniving snake asked our Father, why would you hand over the world to dysfunctional barbarians? Why hand over this wondrous sphere to a bunch of opinionated ants arguing over the shape of it? Because in a world full of jokers, a Batman must lurk in the darkness. A Steve Rogers is somewhere sacrificing his honor for the sake of his best friend. I figure that every human being has an atomic bomb of goodness inside them that can scorch the earth whenever perverted. So every time you pop the pill to write your suicidal stanza, 7 tears fell from heaven disguised as shooting stars, succumbing to the majesty of the moonlight, humans and angels. A huge difference indeed. Angels give him what he wants, but humans give him what he needs. So you be God's I told you so, because when he loses faith in humanity, he returns to you like reruns gone too soon. So the question isn't why us, it's are you entertained? God doesn't need us, but he needs us to try to be the least, to dare to challenge the typhoon. So enough running, enough rewrites, typecast, and running from an entertaining past. This show must go on. When critics rant on like insecurities, you endure. Just know that God is your #1 strength and protection. Sincerely, your reflection.
All right, give it up for Slam Duval. Judges. All right, this multitasking is killing me. All right, I got 1 judge, got 1 score. Got 2, 3. Also, judges, I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. When you put your scores, just put the poet's name on the side of your score. Just type in the poet's name. I'll make sure I'll reiterate the name so you can do that, all right? All All right, from low to high, we have an 8.0, an 8.9, a 9, a 9.1, and a 9.2. Slam Duval. That's a total score of 27. All right, that ends our first round. We're gonna go right into the second round. All right, coming up to the stage from Toronto, we have Shelly Grace. Give Shelly Grace some love.
Hello?
We hear you.
I do not let you rest. It's the Taurus in me. Did not look for this long, for this type of silence. My voice, it must have come from somewhere, and I think your voice must be somewhere in me, so I gotta get it out. For 9 months, you were the loudest sound. I knew all the hush conversations about me, the apologies and empty promises. So when I tell you this silence makes my ears bleed, I mean, I have become a tsunami until my ears pop from salt water. Don't you know? I became a waterfall after the dam of you broke, and I can't pretend that this feels like swimming anymore. And see how we end up back here with one-sided conversations like we always have, Mom, I mean June. I'm sorry I don't let you rest, that I be your own unraveling, that they trying to extend your legacy through me, but we perfect strangers. No mere image, but a mirage of the maternal between us, and I know you must be tired, that Auntie Chelsea always been speaking my name at you. Is that why you didn't name Alex? So his name couldn't be thrown at you, or because it's easier not to find the nameless? And see, look at me again. Talking about you like the devil, but then what does that make me? I've been outrunning your shadow for so long, I done think I became it. Cause what is a shadow but a ghost who is still here? And when your mama, Miss Evelyn, get tired of me, I swear she'd be calling me June. They all look at me and see you, but I ain't dead. How do they not understand? I never wanted to be you. I just wanted the chance to know exactly what you was. And I'm gonna visit you one day, and I'm gonna feel the soil that hugs you, see where you grew up, and they're gonna try to make me call you Mom and call it home. I'm gonna have brothers who see Canada on me, cousins who basically see a white girl, and everyone is gonna say how much I would have loved to meet you, how much I would have loved you. And in so many ways, I too will know what it is like to die in Jamaica, because the same things that took me from you is what took you from me. Damn it, June. Can't you say something? I heard all about how loudly you live, so why you gotta die so quietly? I just want to know what you sound like. Even a hushed goodbye or an empty promise. Mom, just say something. Anything. Thank you.
All right. Shelly Grace, we got scores. That was Shelly Grace. Scores from the judges. Stay tuned for the erotic slam tonight. Come on for our virtual erotic slam at erotic open mic, not slam, but at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Also, our later bouts at 7 and 9 p.m. respectively, right here on Southern Fried Poetry Slam YouTube channel. All right, let's go to scores. Scores for Shelly, we have, from low to high, we have an 8.5. We have a 9, 9.4, and a 9.5 for Shelly Grace. Coming on deck, who we got, Duval? Slam Duval. Total score of 27.4 for Shelly. Need you in the chat, Duval. All right. Coming up, Slam Duval, we have our first group piece of the night.
Can you hear us?
Say it one more time.
Can you hear us?
Yes, you're much clearer now. Thank you.
In response to the January 6th Capitol insurrection, President Joe Biden said, "This isn't us."
Child, what the hell? Well, then who was it?
Dear Joe Biden,
Just who was it? In 1776, when Black people were getting whipped and white people were concerned with fighting for their votes in college.
our ancestors being seen as subhuman property. What about in 1882 when Asian immigrants were under attack, being turned away by the Chinese Exclusion Act? Who wasn't behind the genocide of the indigenous tribes? Who
Was it using electroshock therapy to treat queer people?
Who, other than straight white men, have ever been seen as equal?
So to say this is not us is a logical fallacy. It denies 300 years of America's reality.
And we are just as tired of spineless Democrats like you doing nothing but shift blame as we are radical Republicans throwing gasoline on the flames. Both parties are perpetuating our pain. Wake up, Sleepy Joe. January 6th was us.
And that hate never left. It merely gathered itself on the internet to rest, forgotten strength, ignorance growing in rank.
So to be frank, America is gonna need a lot more than a new blue coat of paint. And let's face it, Joe, you're no saint.
You voted against gay rights, Planned Parenthood, and marijuana legalization, all while supporting the War in Iraq, the Patriot Act, and mass incarceration.
Asexual assault allegations? Oh man, I bet you hated playing hype man for Obama, but you ain't nothing without Black votes, so you had to choose Kamala, but which one gave you the gas to say that if we don't vote for you, we not really Black? Because here's the fact, you are not better than Trump by default. You too must prove you evolved.
We wanted you to free those kids from cages and get workers living wages.
We wanted stimulus checks and the cancellation of student debt.
But you privatized voting, serious?
The people have spoken. Are you hearing us? Wake up, Sleepy Joe. We need an ally who isn't gonna try and play both sides.
Someone to stand with us and look hate right in the eyes.
A politician whose policies will be how they apologize.
Someone to lay the first stone to make America everyone's home.
Someone to stand up to Ted, Mitch, and Donald and bust up the two-party stronghold. Wake up, Sleepy Joe. And we call you Sleepy Joe because you slept on white supremacy your whole career. It's been 50 years and you still don't see it? That to solve a problem, you need to believe it, because those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Because while you cater to conservatives and liberal leaders,
It was our Black votes, time and time again, that put you ahead in the polls just enough to win. We turned out in droves. Now it's time to give what you owe.
we put you where you are.
And if you bite the hand that feeds you, you will starve. Signed, 2 disappointed Black voters.
All right. That was Slam Duval with the group piece. All right, judges. I hate to be you on this slam, man. Woo! Low to high. I'm waiting on these judges. All right, I see one. Group piece from Duval. I am broadcasting from the overpriced state of New Jersey. I want to move south with you guys, a lot of you guys. These taxes are killing me. Plainfield, New Jersey. All right, I got 5 scores. From low to high, we have an 8, 8.5, 9.2, 9.2, and a 9.8 for that group piece from Duval. We have a total score of 26.9. Give it up for Slam Duval. All right, coming up next, I forgot to tell you, to get on deck. We have Burn Beautiful. I know who you're bringing up, but I was told that you still have to put it in the chat, Asia. So, coming up for Burn Beautiful, we have a group piece, another group piece for Burn Beautiful.
Hello?
We hear you.
For the past century, Morse code has been used as a system of communications to relay secret encrypted messages and distress signals between warships.
In times of great need, sailors would transmit the International Maritime Distress Signal over the radio. SOS. I've always wondered what goes through the mind of the voyager on a sinking vessel surrounded only by ocean. What kind of audacity drives you to tap the words "save me" out into the abyss as a proactive coping strategy?
Sometimes I imagine the soldiers in the command room, their fingers transmitting the taps of SOS like a dying heartbeat, their one last cry for help as water began to fill the room. We can't tell you we have firsthand experience with drowning, but we could probably describe how it feels.
Lungs gasping for air, legs flailing to find ground.
Arms waving frantic to keep water from entering your throat. And the only reason we know is because it's the same thing I feel when my anxiety comes in torpedo hot before I could spot it on the radar.
When my depression pours in through the holes in my hull.
And neither of us knows if I speak Morse code, but I bet we can tell you a thing or two about our secrets. Here's a secret. I never hold the mic stand because I don't want you to see my hands mumbling the mantra of, I am not having a heart attack.
Here's a secret.
I am not having
At our
a heart
first meeting,
attack.
my therapist asked me what I hope to
attack.
get out of our sessions. I told her I've been treading water for as long as I can remember. I told her I don't know how long it's been since I've seen the shore.
We hide these secrets from the world. We patch the dents and gashes of voyages we survived,
hoping no one gets close enough to see how much is calcified below the waterline.
pretending like I'm not staring at a world through a porthole, hiding my anxiety behind the anchor of my smile, that sinking feeling dragging me down to my stomach's ocean floor. And if I am the captain of this body, then it seems like it's only me that's going down with my shit.
I know what it's like to share a cabin with suicidal thoughts, to tie yourself to the mast, to try to ignore your inner demons as they sing you their siren songs about the bliss of going under.
We don't let anyone see the damage the iceberg did to our insides for fear that they will all jump ship. We waited so long for someone to throw out a lifeline, but sometimes the only line they like to throw is, why can't you just get over it? As if depression and anxiety are not islands we need to be rescued from.
The only lines we've ever found are those that plug into the backs of microphones.
Maybe that's why we write poems, because poems have rhythm. Maybe these poems are the Morse code distress signals of our secrets.
Alarms we need to hear as much as we need them to be heard.
This is what it sounds like to come to your own rescue.
We are the wreckage and the tugboat.
We are the drowning and the life preserver. We are shouting Mayday into the mirror. SOS. This is how we save ourselves.
Thank you.
All right, Burn Beautiful. That was Burn Beautiful with the group piece. Judges, I know you thoroughly enjoying this slam. I could tell by the comments. I have one score, 2. All right, Gwen C, first indie poet is on deck. Let's get ready, Gwen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From low to high, we have a 9.6, a 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, and a 9.8 for Burn Beautiful in that group piece. Give them some love. Total score of 29.1. All right, now we're going to get into our first indie and then we're going to take a small break, but that's up to you, judges. I mean, you know, we'll do the indie poet and we'll talk about the break next, but let's go straight into our indie poet. Our first indie poet is from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm sorry. Take that back. Take that back. Our first indie poet, I've got to get her city. Oh my God. And she told me I'm going to get it. But give it up. All the love for Gwen C. Give Gwen C some love.
Mic check. Hello, mic check.
We hear you.
It is time I saute myself in my faint taste of Southern fried, even if it chews me. Love, inspiration, power, solidarity, tenacity, independence, congeniality, and keenness. It is time I no longer war with myself. Because the lack of declaratives makes me feel like war, like waste, atrocious, remnants, like dad. Please say you're sorry for the women you attempted to drown, beat with pole sticks made into hors d'oeuvres with toothpicks and foreheads, and for the worst, holding me. For the times the SWAT team arrived, you know those first 16 years of my life, Sam. Say you spoke truth when your love took me at 16, but you loved her too. I was cookie that let you cut, yet you crumbled it. Leon, say you didn't realize it was wrong to push yourself inside me, even if for less than 16 seconds we were supposed to be friends. Kentucky, say you're sorry that when I came from Texas, 50% of your population stereotyped me and 50% accused me of cultural appropriation, but 100% combined spent 16 years wearing me to a worn puzzle piece, no image, therefore no fit. Officer, tell me why I'm privileged to be pulled over in Smoketown for being white, accused of drugs. I want to be pissed, but can't because if I were a Black woman, I could have been accused of less, tried, convicted, sentenced, and executed within 16 seconds, D. I don't know how it's been in your cell for 21 years, but say you've been thankful you didn't pull the trigger and shoot into my brain one of your 16 rounds, sparing me, I suppose. And you have remorse for the one time you didn't spare a soul, because you needed some funds to feed your son. You turned to the hood. All it had was strategically placed weapons. You chose a gun. Sis, there's no valid explanation. Just say you wanted my dream. So in my queen bed, you attempted to come. My king. I promised whether a size 0 or 16, there was and still is no room for you. Chris, you made that bet 16 years now, lie, and it's fake supporters. No doubt don't speak because it'd be like 16 ounces yet no pound because your words don't carry any weight. Self, since you're living with all 16 types of Myers-Briggs, pick one and get to know it. Spin with courage of 16 bars. The scale says 166, but really it's 150. That's 16 pounds of baggage weight. 16 indies to vouch. I just dropped 8 of 16 pounds. Mental becoming acoustically accurate like Dr. James West. Intermission. Yes. Please step forward for your free flotation or bulletproof vest because I am storms ready to no longer be tornadoes, twisters ready to be untwisted, death in bloom, ambitious aims ready to shoot. In my chaos, you will not loop. Just like burn beautiful, my demons roar, till in your ears my freedoms ring, my heart pounds.
All right. Gwen C. Gwen C. All the way from Louisville, Kentucky. That's where our Southern Fry is going to be next year. Judges, let's get them scores for Gwen C. I got 1 score. 2, 3, 4. I got the 5th score. From low to high, we have an 8.2, an 8.5, an 8.5, an 8.7, and an 8.7 for Gwen C. Applaud the poet. That is a total score of 25.7 for Gwen C. all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. That concludes our second round. So what we're going to do is take a 5-minute break. We have to take this break because we got to get some technical issues fixed. Judges, this is your time to go to the little girls or boys room if you have to. Get your little drink on or something of that nature. We'll be back in 5, all right? Also, teams, we're going into the 3rd round. The rotation will be C, A, B. All right, so get ready for that 5-minute break. All right, Shadow, I need your help. We're back. Everybody had a wonderful break. All right. Teams, are you ready? Judges, are you ready? All right. Y'all some great judges, man. Oh my God. Y'all must have got an A in following directions in the first grade, man. All right, we're going into our third round. Let's see, Slam Duval, who you got coming up? All right, Slam Duval is coming up with a group piece.
Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
We hear you.
You would think that someone like Steven from Django Unchained would want to see a strong black man.
That the character Jamie Foxx portrayed will inspire him to throw wishes into the sun. Maybe freedom wasn't as tangible as its syllables. Freedom was like trying to slap God. But when you see a man bound by no chain,
A black man who only shucks and only jives for himself, shouldn't you muster up the courage to swing yourself out of despair? Because I know that was me. The sons want to see that smooth, dark night with them slick shades on. I would have been formulating ideas, then making a ready noose for massa. Under that moonlight, we will put our course of action into motion. Calculating and swift, we will pillage Candyland like a vengeful wind, crushing their supremacy and throwing its course back to the world so they recognize a change is a brewing, even for a small moment if need be. But nah, not that nigga Steven. He's the type to ask for more salt. And his whip will
also our piss soul for backhanded compliments and counterfeit gold, abandoning all that is right for a chance to sleep under the same roof as Massa every night. That type
who probably had the rebellion ripped right out of him like Magneto did Wolverine's metal.
Beaten to the point where the left side of your brain is a slave master. Probably seen so many loved ones mutilated beyond recognition. Hopefully he walks with that cane because he whipped Calvin's ass.
And smiled the whole time because it was well worth it.
But in the film, it was a no-show as one of Tarantino's classics unfolds, revealing him to be a major gear in the machine of bloodshed.
Damn near a motherfucking Jedi on the motherfucking council
and played by Samuel L. So you know it was portrayed well. We live with this shame, wanting to go beyond, but others want you back from which you came. It's like Django and Steven's bad blood leaked into our gene pool,
dividing us for years.
The bold and the lions who forgot they have fangs.
I wonder how many black slaves Django dealt with.
Probably the worst type of spittle spewed from the mouth of Satan, because when they saw each other, it was on sight. Maybe trying to save Steven was just as impossible as the task at hand. But oh, Steven didn't want saving.
Oh, Steven didn't want pleading.
He would cut down his family tree while cheesing. Still niggas find this uneasy, but nah. Not that nigga Steven. He would have cooled his way into power like any politician today. Get in front of those cameras and explain how black men should act appropriately.
Then say Serena Williams and Michelle Obama look like monkeys.
And how black love is overshadowed by black crime. Crying at the funeral of Rush Limbaugh because they failed to kill the Obamas in a coup d'etat. Just another king of Africa, pawning off his children to fleeing criminals of Europe. This is my ode to the house Negro. My, how you've grown and slithered so far.
All right, that was Slam Duval with the group piece. Judges. Oh my God, Pinto, Gary, Crystal, Erica, Janice, you're doing an outstanding job. Outstanding. Slam Duval, I got 1 score, 2 scores, 3. Vote. All right, from low to high, we have an 8, an 8.8. I'm sorry, let's start over. Hold on. Slam Duval, we have an 8, another 8, an 8.8, an 8.9, and a 9.1. Slam Duval. With that would give us a total score of 25.7 for Slam Duval. Coming up next, Burn Beautiful. Coming up for Burn Beautiful, we have Cat. Give Cat some love. Ho, 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 ho.
Hello. I'm 34 years old, still looking for magic. The older I get, the more I lose the blueprint to God's face, and sometimes I forget who I am and who I was, and I'm always trying. For some reason, the smell of crisp fabrics pressed into stacks by hands as wrinkled as maps always seems to bring me tumbling home and makes me think about my grandmother. And I don't know much about it. You see, our timelines didn't permit it as such, but I remember her smile. It could spin this world if ever gravity decided to call in sick. I was told she was a real tall woman until diabetes made her a little bit shorter than me at age 9. Since the 2nd grade, I've known what reality tastes like. It's the grandson, cupping a kneecap like a baseball. It's the phantom stroke of 2 lost shins. Before she died, she told me, baby, sometimes I can still feel my toes. Told me to watch where the wind blows. Still to this day, I think about what she said and I can smell her on my shirts whenever I wash. Just yesterday, I had a discussion with God about the clouds. I asked her how they move, and strangely, she sounded a lot like my grandmother when she said, baby, the soul shift the clouds. I just wish them forward. It's a lot like love. I told God the last time I saw love, it told me to smile like we never met. And all I ever wanted was another hug, just another kiss to the forehead. Someone to glue back my broken childhood left scattered on a baseball field where love rarely showed up. To its days like this, God, that I wonder if your angels, if they ever get carpal tunnel in their wings trying to stop an artist like me from plunging his pen into his wrist to get more in tune with his words. And I know ever since the Old Testament, you got tired of speaking in tongues, so now you speak in sign languages. I asked God, do you ever get arrogant? She smiles at me and says, boy, have you ever seen the sun? Tells me something like, you're not alone somewhere. Someone has a grain of sand with your name on it. When she said that, all I could reply was, I hope you're told that grain of sand, the same thing about me. God says love. Love is like salt. No one knows the exact amount to use. And even though it dissolves, you can still taste it. I pray I still taste it. After I've been throwing my wishes away in cigarette cartons, I still wish for love sometimes, but still, I hear nothing. I talk to God every day. I pray to God to kiss me, show me blessings like she did my grandmother. I ask her, how do you get rid of pain? And God says, do as the clouds do. Cry and move forward.
All right, that was Cat, aka Catalyst from Burn Beautiful. Judges. I got 1 score, 2, 4. All right, from low to high, we have a 9. We have a 9.5, 9.6, 9.8, and a 9.9 for Catalyst, aka Cat. That will be a total of, give it up for our scorekeeper, JoJo. Me and this lady has been going, we go back many Southern Frieds. She is straight out of Texas. She is great at this bout managing, scorekeeping thing. So JoJo, I love you, girl. We need to
love you too.
And chill. Total score. That's right. 28.9 total score for Catalyst. All right. Toronto. Toronto usually early. CAB. All right, coming up for Toronto, we have AG. Give AG some love.
Hello? Hello?
We hear you.
They say I have my mother's gaze, optimistic in a world so cloudy, hers, a dark olive hue of sacrifice and selfless. Mine, an emerald interpretation of optimism and gratitude. She is tree trunk, a foundation of reassurance, deeply rooted in centuries of quiet, of seen but not heard. I am merely a branch, an extension to the sky, but she gives me the luxury of freedom, the freedom of expression, expression in volumes. Mighty claps the loudest at my first poetry show, allows me to shout, enunciate shamelessly, hands me a microphone and says it has always belonged in my hands. So I tell the Armenian patriarchy to shh, go stand in the corner, give it a timeout. It's not your time now, not anymore, not ever again. See, Armenian women, we revolutionize revolution. Pungent in power, stealthy in silence, grandiose but graceful. We are domestic diplomats, skilled in keeping it all together, handling high pressure negotiations with ease, being leaders is second nature. We dictate nature. We are hair thick like the smoke from a maga, but we let nothing burn in flames. We are not a body, but a tonid of creation. We are incubators of greatness, utter resilience. As a mother tongue, we are the mother and the tongue. So I refuse to suffer for generations, refuse to take turns carrying that heavy of a burden. I refuse. She has given me the luxury to refuse, so I use my voice to speak courage onto doubtful ears. Take that courage and let it fuel you. Pour into your own chalice and get drunk from it. Sovereignty and liberation be aphrodisiac, get high off it. Let free will pulse through your veins, all amber and crimson. Let your fingertips tingle with possibility. You and I are main characters, baby. We do not find ourselves in the shadows of some man's story. Shonda Rhimes wrote us multifaceted and badass, factored in a hefty budget for wardrobe and accessories. I am not a supporter. So Mighty hands me a pen and tells me to transcribe my own story. When I leave relationships that do not serve me, she says, you are braver than you realize. Cusses out my exes in Armenian, threatens their entire lineage with violence, which for her is a precise and calculated throw of her slipper, but nonetheless. She says, I embody both liberation and tradition, tremble with an urge to nurture an entire generation or be my own purpose. I am duality in every essence. I am woman, Armenian woman.
All right. Give it up for AG. Toronto Slam. Judges. Thanks, Shadow. I appreciate that, man. You said I'm doing great, man. This is hard, man. This virtual stuff is hard. I'm so analog, man. I'm old and I'm analog. I'm not this tech-savvy dude, man. But I'm learning. All right, scores. We have from low to high, we have an 8.5. We have an 8.7. We have a 9.3, a 9.6, and a 10. For AG, that will give us a total of 27.6 for Toronto Slam. All right. That concludes, no, that doesn't conclude our third round. To end our third round, we're coming up with our second indie poet. Now, he is from out of Asheville, North Carolina, and I give my indie poets mad love because they travel alone, they're not with a team. So we got to give them Southern Fried love. They are our family. So straight from Asheville, North Carolina, give it up for Justin Blackburn.
Christians fucked up God for me. I wasn't a murderer. I wasn't throwing covet thy neighbor's wife orgies. I was a kid told I was born in sin for being alive. How does that make sense? Oh shit, here comes the guy who tells you you're burning in hell if you question anything else. Shut up, it just does. Now you better give your life to God's only son, or boy, you better run because the devil's coming. God's only son. Who am I? God's adopted cousin? You're a born sinner and Jesus died on the cross to save your life. Hold up, I'm going back in time. Jesus, get down, we're good. You don't have to die for me. Boy, that's blasphemy. And if you don't accept Christ, you're going to burn eternally. I'm 9. That seems intense, but I'll listen. What's confusing me the most is you Christians. Jesus says love your neighbor, yet you hate him if he's gay. Jesus says don't judge, yet y'all are as racist as the KKK. Jesus says give to the poor, all y'all care about is getting rich. Jesus says have a heart that's pure, all you got in there is a sales pitch. Now Jesus, on the other hand, I relate to him, but you're not me. Shallow breather on his knees talking, Lord, I'm so unworthy. I want to be the long-haired, chill angel saying, relax, ask, and ye shall receive. Forget needing someone else to believe. I want my own superpowers. Fuck fake grape juice crackers. I want to raise the dead, then drop their face off into their own graveyard flowers. But that meant I'm crazy. That got me locked in a mental institution. That means my ass has to suck down Wellbutrin. But I'm not living for your unconscious confusion, so fuck it. Drop me off into the darkness of your delusion, and I'll be lost, but I will find that light of absolution, because it's not shining from no ghost or up there in the stars. It's blinding my eyes from inside my own heart. As I walk my mind through the hellfire shadows of the Southern Baptist Church, I am focused on God's unconditional love and my own inherent worth. So don't tell me I need a savior and save your phony prayer pity. I save myself from the psychosis of your religious toxicity. And yeah, I got trauma to heal, and I can call on Jesus if I need him, but you wouldn't know Christ if you started to bleed him. So even though you tried to make your hell mine and take my God from me, my unconditionally loving God is forever within, and we're having an orgy in the fire of my inner light for all of fucking eternity.
All right, Justin Blackburn, all the way from Asheville. Judges, we have to let y'all know, man, we work really hard to bring this to the world. Southern Fried, our board, super dope board, man. They work hard to make this non-for-profit of art, poetry, spoken word, man. Yo, I just virtual hug.
And if we could also take this moment, please, to give it up for our wonderful host as we're coming to the end of this. Like, Flo, you have done freaking awesome. Keep it up.
Oh my God.
Yep, we're sending you love and hugs too. That was the best hug. That was the best virtual hug I've seen, JoJo.
You know it.
All right, Flo, back to you. Keep on rocking.
My judges are making it super easy for me, man. It's hard, but they're making me feel very comfortable, like, because they're like on point. Justin Blackburn, from low to high, we have an 8.9. We have a 9. We have a 9.3, 9.7, and a 9.8 for Justin Blackburn, our indie poet, which is going to conclude our third round. Coming up is Burn Beautiful. Okay, I see you. All right, Asia, you're on it. I see it. Fourth round. Let me, before we get into our fourth round, that is a total score of 28 even for Justin. Quick announcements since we're going into the last round. I can't stress enough the $15 membership for non-members. Become a family member of Southern Fried. That $15 will get you into the final stage of the virtual slam, which is Saturday, 7 p.m. You'll see the top 4 teams compete for cash prizes. you're going to get the 4 top dopest teams to represent Southern Fried for 2021 and become the champion for the virtual. And this will go forever. It was like, you know, a virtual slam champion. I mean, that's like unheard of. I never heard of that. But hey, we got 21 teams that's vying for it. So $15 membership. You can go on SouthernFriedPoetrySlam.com and get your $15 membership. And that's an annual membership. That's a deal. I paid $20 for my membership. You're getting it for $15. That's a deal. Jesus. You know, I try to get deals like that for my mechanic, for my hoopties, but he just won't. He won't fall. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the 4th round. Coming up for Burn Beautiful, we have Asia.
Hello?
We hear you.
The shower has been running for over an hour. When I find her, she's sitting cross-legged at the far end of the bathtub, and without looking up, she says, "The blood has finally slowed down." These were the first words she's spoken since the hospital. I'm sure she's been waiting to speak until now, at least here, with the water streaming down her face. There's no way for me to tell if she's been crying. She says, "Remind me tomorrow to cancel the baby registry." What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to be good with words, but right now there's a bright pink river snaking its way towards the drain, and I can't get my tongue to paddle us upstream back into her room where we left our happiness yesterday. I read the story of a 12-year-old boy locked for 2 years in the bathroom, the light switch covered with duct tape to keep him from turning on the lights. When they found him, he was too weak to climb out of the bathtub on his own. Before that, I read the story of a 6-year-old girl who felt the only way to overcome the bullying was to hang herself with a jump rope. A jump rope. At what point did she feel so ignored? She felt the only way to be heard was to turn that jump rope into a cord, tie that cord around her voice, anchor it to the heavens, and play telephone with God. Sweet, sweet girl. If only my wife would have heard you. She would have answered that call. She would have shown you how to use that jump rope properly. So I don't tell her these stories of these children born into monsters and afraid to sleep in the dark, because it would only remind her there's a nightlight we bought for the nursery that will never be used. It's even one of those nightlights that light up the ceiling with tiny stars that night. We slept in each other's arms, our bodies entwined into a figure 8 of infinity, because that's how loud we dialed up the silence. And the only words of comfort I could muster was to tell her we'll just be the best aunt and uncle to everyone else's kids. Like this was some sort of consolation prize. Sometimes the math just doesn't add up. On one side is a child wanting nothing more than a safe place to sleep. On the other, our parents staring at a crib they will never get to assemble. My God, can you not see this? Can you not do something to close the distance? Or at least tell me what to say to my wife to lift her up when an empty womb feels so heavy. All she can do is collapse in the corner of our bathtub that Sunday. As I sat in church with my arms crossed, I glanced over to find her on her knees, her surrender telling me that sometimes the only way up is to hit the ground. The whispered prayers will reach heaven further than my screams. And for 2 years she did this, not once getting loud, stacked each prayer on top of the other until it was high enough to pierce the clouds. And finally he answered, his cross appearing in the window of that positive pregnancy test. And now I am bent over the same bathtub I found her years before, giving our 2-year-old son a bath. He splashes water on the floor, laughs when I get angry, and when we finish, when I tell him to put his bath toys away, he kisses each one just before he drops it into the basket. He knows how to love because he is loved. He knows how to love because he is loved. I pray every child could be as lucky. Thank you.
All right, that was Asia from Burn Beautiful. Judges. Speaking of our 4th round, Toronto, you're up next. And behind Toronto, we have Slam Duval. I got 1 score. Okay, y'all never guess what I found. Like I said, I'm analog. So it took me all slam to find it, and I finally found it in the last round. Check this out. Oh my God, yo. It took me a long, but I got it. So I got it the rest of the slam. So I got my, all right. Low to high, we have, only got 4 scores. I need one more. Do I got 5? No. I got Janice, I got Gary, I got Erica, I got Pinto. What am I missing? Gary, Janice, Erica, Crystal. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, from low to high, we had a 9.6, a 9.9, a 9.9, a 10, and a 10. That is a total score of 29.8 for Asia and Burn Beautiful. All right, Toronto, you are sending up Sova. Get Sova some love. We're going to get tired of that shit.
Hello?
We hear you.
Okay. One, I've always been described as an extension of someone else, deteriorating to protect the family, indifferent to my disappearance, disposable. My identity is housing every narcissist gutting me. I was planted to uproot myself, question my safety without belief, the child within me and I for each of our shadows, every thorn, the rubble we are sprouting from, and every spore scattering to bloom without us are deserving of peace, without being the first body surrendering a sacrifice too. Duct tape. Wrapped around the broken pipeline, concealed under ashtray he refuses to admit he repurposed. He'll never apologize, he blames me, the erosion of adhesive, split connection, trauma still hissing from the pressure of an entire bloodline strung to the same fix, my father, their cigarette left burning. I will never hold my innocence again. Withdrawing the fragile silhouette I choke on, the exhale, distance between spark to filter, appendage of addiction, my own, ending it all, to hold space for time, to doubt everything and grieve the slim chance I will make it. 3, the peak of rejection, replacing my spine with her lungs, carry her freeing timeline to justify my survival, a failing band-aid. Power of attorney, half-empty tanks pulling the plug with fists too loose to untangle every injection. Hazardous to my veins, my mother, birthing of the tragedy, the residue in my palms, the labor of her breath of my womb released. Her memories prescribe my flashbacks by gaslight, her antibodies atrophy to ashes, together, alone, my aching spirit. Once we bury her, it will all be over. I will have nothing left to heal. 1, 2, 3. I've always been described as duct tape, wrapped around the peak of rejection, an extension of the broken, replacing someone else. My spine, pipeline deteriorating to conceal another ashtray with her lungs. Protect the family he refuses to carry. Indifferent to admit he repurposed her fraying timeline to justify my disappearance. He'll never apologize. My survival disposable. He blames me. A failing band-aid. My identity is the erosion of adhesive. Power housing, a split connection of every trauma, a turning narcissist still hissing from half-empty tanks, gutting me. The pressure of pulling the plug. I was planted to uproot an entire bloodline with fists too loose to untangle myself, strung to the same fix. Every question, my father, and their injection hazardous to my safety. Cigarette left my veins without burning my belief I will mother the child within me. Never birthing another tragedy. And I hold the residue for my innocence in my palms again, each of our shadows withdrawing the labor of her breath. Every thorn, the fragile silhouette of my womb, the rubble I choke on released. We are the exhale her memories prescribed, setting distance between my flashbacks from spark to filter by gaslight and every spore, appendage of her antibody scattering addiction, atrophy, to bloom my own ashes without ending it all together. Us alone are deserving of peace, to hold space for my aching spirit in time without being the first to doubt everything. Once we bury her body and grieve, it will all be over. Surrendering with some chance, I will have nothing left to sacrifice. I will make it to heal. Thank you.
All right, that was Solva from Toronto. Judges. After the slam, please, judges, just hang out for a couple minutes just to wrap things up. Don't log off yet. Teams, also, you need to stick around. We're going to show you the score sheets. You have to agree to the scores before you log off so we can confirm that there was no discrepancies and all that good stuff that cause problems. So stick around and yay and nay the scores in a group chat, or I guess either our scorekeeper or our bout manager will handle that, but don't go nowhere after this slam. All right. From low to high, we have an 8.5, an 8.5, an 8.6, an 8.9, and a 9 for Solva, representing Toronto. All right. That will be a total score of 26 even. All right, keeping it moving. Slam Duval, last poet in the slam. Who you got coming up? Slam Duval has a group piece.
Hello.
There you go. We can hear you. You might want to project a little bit more with this one.
Who doesn't want to be a weirdo? We're fucking awesome. We're like African drums in a room full of static noise. We're not the clay,
but a chisel of detail.
A heavy metal headbanger in a club full of breakdancers. Try it.
We ride the wave,
Surf the turmoil,
and tend on the possibilities,
and collapse awkwardly into our own salvation.
My swag is a poorly timed thunderclap. My weird is all consuming.
My booming bass shakes the status quo. I know
that the stares I get is because y'all scared. Because what do you do when you see someone living their truth?
What more proof do you need to break free? The difference between me and you is that I shook my shackles loose and flew.
I'm a black superhero.
No longer caring about generational curse.
And outlaw to what you call fate. Ignoring my first instinct to be offended
by this society of constant criticism and condescension. Putting my pride to the side for explored sense of comprehension.
But my weird is an uncarried wind, a chakra deep down
that makes you comfortable in your own skin.
I like to roar, knowing the stars don't give a damn, but smile at the nerve.
I'll start a sing-along at a restaurant wait line, goddammit.
And you'll be the weird one for not singing along with the Backstreet Boys too.
My weird is my freedom. I'm bound by embarrassment. I live in my garrishness and revel in my passions. I'm not afraid of your reactions. In fact,
they fuel me. So you can give me the stink eye.
And I'll just add it to my collection. But just know it's more fun to follow the rules. So take my hand.
Let me guide you to Neverland.
Let me sprinkle a little twinkle on your monochrome. Let me add a riff to your metronome. I'd rather have a rat jack band and jam with one instrument. Your normal is more make-believe than my character in D&D. So join me. It's about not being better than anyone while being a demigod.
And it's sometimes a lonely voyage.
It is never in a straight line, but painted by number artistic color tantrum.
An anomaly in this unreal world.
Starting dance members with lions, deers, and zebras. You need us. My weird loves you when the world forgot to.
It knows you're human.
Recognizes the prodigy within the oddity. An empire of upper badass.
Created by anime nerds.
That apologize too much. The status quo isn't a part of this bloodline. My child will know that a very heart isn't weak. This is my ode to those who trip in a cool slow motion sequence. The classic stumbles into infamy. The long shots.
Those dreams of one day becoming king. Orion's belt of the simplest of babies.
Allow your heart to remain open and free to the rogue gambits, mutants of society, the weirdo crew.
All right, Slam Duval. Ending it with a group piece. Judges, I want to take this time out to thank you guys for this dope bout that you just gave the people around the world. My judges did an outstanding job. You're on point. You followed directions to the T, and you couldn't ask for anything better than that. Pinto, Gary, Crystal, Erica, Janice, thank you. I hope you guys judge more bouts. We definitely need volunteers, and we'd love to have you here for Southern Fried. From Loda High, let's go to the scores. Loda High, we have an 8.8, a 9, a 9.2, a 9.3, and a 9.3 for Duval's group piece. Slam Duval from all of Jacksonville, Florida. That is a total score of, I like to give a special shout out to the, how could you say this? The mother / auntie / big sister of Southern Fried, Jerry Hardesty. She is our timekeeper tonight. I love you, Jerry. Total score of 27.5 for Slam Duval. That concludes our slam. Now, like I said before, while we tally up these scores, slam teams, get together, don't go nowhere. I'm going to tally the scores, tell you the winners, second, third place, and we're going to put the score sheet on the screen. We need you to solidify and say, yo, the scores are accurate. I have no problem with that. It is a go. All right, all three teams. We need that, and the two indies here. We need you to solidify the scores. People out there around the world listening to this, please subscribe to Southern Fried Poetry Slam, our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it because we're going to have many more events coming up in the future. You are all amazing. Oh my God. Thank you to all the teams. I'm just reading the chats. Thank everyone for a beautiful bout. That's from Jerry Hardesty. It's going too fast now. My elementary education is kicking. Such a joy to watch. Oh, Janice, thank you. One of the judges. Okay. Miss Attitude. Sack, amazing bout. Look forward to the erotic poetry tonight. Oh, me too. Me too. Shout out to all of the performers. Simply amazing. Judge Erica, thank you for judging. Appreciate that. I am, like I said, I'm in New Jersey. We just got over a heat wave. It was very humid. It was like 95% humidity and like 85 degrees. It felt like Florida up here, you know, but now today we're like 75 and the humidity is dry. It's dry. It's beautiful today. You know, it's just New Jersey, man. And then we got them pterodactyl mosquitoes up here. That's like, you know, toxic, you know, so it's crazy up here, man. I just love the South. Texas here is hot as always, of course. Yes. Yes. My daughter is in Texas. She lives in Texas outside of Houston. I don't know if she's by you, Jojo. College Station, is that by you, Jojo?
Yeah, it's a little bit away.
A little bit. Well, Texas, 3 hours is like around the corner. You know, that's a big ass state. Hey, at least you didn't have cicadas. I think they made it up here, Janice. I think there was a few of them. I heard it on the news in New Jersey, like southern New Jersey. I'm more northern New Jersey. But yeah, they made it up here. They made it up here. We tallied up, Jojo. Give a shout out to Shadow, our tech guru here that kept us moving. Shadow, out of the great city of ATLians, Atlanta, Georgia. There you go, Shadow. Good seeing you. Once again, Burn Beautiful, Toronto Poetry Slam, Slam Duval out of Jacksonville. Thank you, man. Y'all did that was a dope show, man. Dope show. All right, you're gonna send it to me. You're gonna send it to me, Jojo. You're gonna send me the score.
All right. So the scores that we have finaled out. Hello, everybody. This is Siren, your bout manager for today. Thank you to everybody for being here, and especially again for our MC Flow Mentals. Give it up for your wonderful MC. So what we have for our final scores. In third is Slam Duval with a 107.1. Next, we have Toronto Poetry Slam with a 108.6. And last, we have Burn Beautiful with a 114.7.
Woo, Burn Beautiful!
So Burn Beautiful gets the 1, Toronto gets the 2, and Slam Duval is the 3. Congratulations, poets.
CP Mays, it was so good to hear you speak again, boy. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right.
Dreads or no dreads, man.
So as we are coming to the end of the round, we would like to remind you to stay on. Please stay on, Slam Masters, so that way we can confirm the scores or check and see if there are any issues that need to be handled. Congratulations again to our poets.
You know, Siren, I am so sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I'm shouting out everybody, and you made this freaking
don't
flawless, man. You are the bout manager. You are the ace. You are the chief that made this bout move.
I can thank you so much, but I really cannot do this without our wonderful volunteers, including our judges, our timekeeper, our scorekeeper, our tech. Y'all freaking made this happen. I'm so ecstatic with how well it went. So please, please, please stay on so that way we can make sure to sign off on your scores and you can get over to that next bout. There are about 10 minutes here.
Wow, it's 48, man. Shoot.
Bam. Look at us keeping to a schedule.
Yo, the staff did really great, man. Good work, you guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah, doing it from the Matrix. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Where did they go?
Okay, do y'all see
Gonna
the-
have a rock, paper, scissors battle.
Oh.
I'm sharing the screen of the scores. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you got to blow it up a little bit.
Blow it up.
Or I see the final scores. I just don't see the other.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you got to maximize your screen.
I think it just up. It is max.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, snacks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, maybe I'll move over to the side. The one thing is-
Jojo, would it be helpful to share mine? I have it all set to go.
Go ahead.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Share screen. All right. Can everybody see that?
All right, Slam Duval, take a look. Tell me if you agree.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
All right, great, man. Burn Beautiful, take a look. Tell me if you agree. Asia, Catalyst.
One second, hold on.
1 second, guys. We're calculating.
We're looking.
Okay, Toronto, you there?
Yeah, we have the exact same numbers on our end, so all good.
You all good? Great.
Yeah.
Justin, Blackburn, you still there?
Yeah.
You hand me that tray?
Okay with your score?
Yeah. Looks good. Thank you.
All right. Gwen C, Louisville.
Yes, all good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're good here. Burn Beautiful.
All right, Burn Beautiful. Everything is good, Siren.
Rock on. Thank you, everybody, for your confirmation of that. So we are good to go. Congratulations again on a wonderful clean bout. Don't forget that you have your 7 o'clock and your 9 o'clock slams later tonight, followed by the erotic open mic at 11 p.m. also on that YouTube stream. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to share these, share them, get supporters, and just share the beautiful work